The Health Fix podcast teaches you how to take charge of your health naturally by giving you the information you need to elevate your health.
Hello there, Health Junkies. Welcome to another episode of The Health Fix. I'm your host, Dr. Janine Krause. Today's episode, I'm going to be interviewing Eileen Durfee. She's a former nuclear power plant developer and home builder turned home health expert who was able to recover from food sensitivities, Hashimoto's thyroiditis, and psoriasis, all by removing toxins in her home. To help prevent others from suffering like she did, Eileen created Creatrix Solutions, a company that offers near-infrared saunas and other detoxification protocol equipment for adrenal fatigue to naturally enhance health. Today, Eileen and I are going to take a dive into how to improve our home and detoxify our bodies. Eileen, welcome to the Health Fix.
Well, thanks for having me.
So your story of illness is one that I often hear in my office, and convincing folks that their home might be the source of their illness or their workplace might be the source of their illness is tough. And I see on your website that education is your mission. Would you mind telling folks a little bit about how you discovered that it might be your home or workplace that was making you sick?
Well, at one point I was allergic to everything. I had to rotate my foods and not eat them within 72 hours. I found about the Candida connection and the leaky gut. But I was having where my lungs would close up, respiratory. I had to carry an EpiPen. And if I was around any perfumes, soaps, cleaners, new carpet, anything like that, it would just explode my symptoms. So I began the process of elimination. You got to make yourself in a bubble, so to speak. But people don't realize that you breathe every second. That's your number one exposure. And so when I started cleaning up, removing the toxic things, I mean, this was in the 80s before it was popular. Now you can go to the department store and pick up different brands of natural holistic cleaners, and people are understanding that. But I mean, if you look at the ingredients in all these cleaning chemicals, they're on the Health and Human Services website as carcinogenic. Yeah, it's like all these little tiny minuscule levels, and this product is allowable, but you're using how many products and how many different chemicals? And that's just not, the only exposure in the home. I mean, I built homes for years, and you have air exchanges, and, with the more energy efficient homes that we have, even the EPA admits that indoor air is 3 to 5 times more toxic than outdoor air. Now, especially with all this social distancing, people staying at home, like, oh my gosh. It's like my son, when he was in college, had a roommate. And every time I went over there, I'm like running around unplugging these Glade Airwick air fresheners. They're not air fresheners. They have carcinogenic chemicals in them. They make allergies worse, respiratory distress, all that kind of stuff. And, so we can stop that behavior. We can change. There's a lot of opportunities now for natural health products that you can use, because you got to stop the inhalation. The next thing you got to stop is the transdermal. You put some of these chemicals on your skin and they're getting in your blood within 30 seconds. So you have to take care about using, natural products. So what about the house? I mean, one thing that's super effective, that is easy, that everyone can do, if you have a central heating and air system, there's a fan that's normally set to automatic on your, duct system. I recommend run it continuously. And people are going, oh, that's going to raise my electric rates. No, actually starting and stopping the motor causes a larger voltage surge and actually hammers the windings. So it's going to reduce the life of your fan if you have it on automatic. So yeah, turn that fan to run continuously, and they're not noisy. And even the EPA says that if you can increase ventilation rates, just by a small percentage, the symptoms dropped by 80%.
Wow.
So let's be changing our furnace air filter monthly, or if you get the kind that, the better quality that have the thicker pleats, change them at least every 3 months. I mean, you've got a cell phone, set yourself a reminder alarm, because that is going to, number one, extend the life of your HVAC system, but it's going to help reduce allergens. It's going to help give you cleaner air. And then when there's not high pollen counts outside, or you're not in a location where there's a lot of pollution, open up those doors and air everything out. It is just amazing what fresh air can do. And additionally, for your home, it's like we always recommend hard surfaces, but what about all the people that have carpet that can't afford hard surfaces? Because there's a lot of allergens in those carpets, whether they're, outgassing chemicals or anything else. And so what I have done, if you can't afford the wool natural carpet at $6 a square foot, hard surface, all these things, then there are some natural products that you shampoo your carpet with. And then after it's done, you use like a weed sprayer and you spray the carpet and it seals it. So I had sold a home and then had to temporarily move into a home before building one. And it had brand new carpet. And I thought I had all these air purifiers. And I thought, oh, yeah, I'm going to keep ahead of it. No way. My lungs were closing up. So I researched it and I just got this shampoo and sealer, and it worked. Immediately it stopped the outgassing. So the good news is you folks can have carpet and you can just prepare them with the shampoo and sealer. But yeah, it's like the home. And the other thing is 1 out of every 2 homes has a moisture problem. That's huge. There's people, they don't even smell the mold. You go into their home.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. My cousin, I went to Spokane, Washington, because we were doing a holistic festival and we had the saunas on display. So we stayed with her. And the prior year, they had a really bad winter, a lot of snow accumulation, and she had like a daylight basement. And the water seeped in, and they had to gut their basement, but they didn't get it sealed. They didn't get it all. I walked down in the basement. Oh my gosh. Here I am. I have my little breathe safe on a battery pack. Okay, my lungs are closing up. So I put that thing about a foot from my face, and then I could breathe. And then I'd wake up, and it's because I had turned over, and so then I repositioned it. So, I mean, you can't always control where you are. But if 1 in 2 homes have a moisture problem, which means a mold problem, you're going to have aggravation of health symptoms. Now they've figured out that a lot of these mold species actually cause cancer. So the number one thing for homes that I want to recommend about moisture is, every 6 months, be checking your connections, your ice maker connection, your washer and dryer connection, underneath all your sinks, all those connections. Make sure that you're not dripping any water. And even check around your toilet ring to make sure that the floor isn't rotting out and things like that. Regularly caulk around, showers and things like that. Make sure you have an exhaust fan. There's a lot of people that don't even have an exhaust fan in their bathroom. So every time they go in the bathroom, there's mold. And then a lot of people think, oh, winter's coming. I'm going to do myself a great favor. Let me close up all my foundation vents. Oh my gosh, people, stop that practice right now. I mean, the building code requires so many inches per square foot of ventilation, and that's so mold doesn't build up in the foundation. Your floor joists are insulated. The water lines should be up in the floors and insulated. If you have a water line usually coming out of the ground, you're going to have that heat taped, you're going to have it properly insulated, so you can leave those foundation vents open and keep that air flowing so you don't get mold. Because some people close those up, their foundations are moldy, and then it starts actually growing because mold needs a food. It needs wood, it needs drywall, it needs any kind of source to grow. And once it starts growing, it's almost impossible to get it out. So as far as a healthy home, it's like, do the things, start switching what you're buying for your cleaning chemicals, start changing to natural skincare, clean up your home, seal your carpets, change your furnace filters, put that fan on, continuous, and then, make sure you're not having any mold. And if you do have moisture, if it's wood or drywall, you actually have to cut out all that drywall because it will continue to grow even if you paint on top of it. And as far as the wood, you're going to have to take it down to good solid wood. So sometimes sanding, but you got to make sure you got everything visqueened off. You've got a respirator, because you're going to, and then after you're done, you got to kill it with a strong ozone machine, because just don't spread the contamination. But you got to go down to good wood and then you can paint it. But make sure and get rid of the moisture source. But I mean, it's like, can you imagine? 50% of Americans are suffering from health problems and they're not connecting it to their dirty homes, so they're on medications.
Yes.
So.
I see it quite often. Now I have a question for you. What is the name of the product that you spray onto the carpet? What do we call that one so that folks can look for that?
Oh my gosh. I will have to email that to you.
Okay. Fair enough.
There's a lot of them out there, and it's some eco thing that's the shampoo and carpet sealer. If you Google it, there's several different brands, but boy, do they work. But I'll email you the one that I use, and you can put it in the show notes so that they can look at it.
Excellent. Yeah, I would love to have that. So, of course, you created Creatrix to help folks with all of these symptoms. Now, you have saunas, and I want to talk a little bit about saunas because they're kind of the hot topic lately. And a lot of folks have asked me, what's the difference between near infrared and infrared saunas?
Right. Well, it's the spectrum of light. We have photosynthesis on planet Earth, so we can grow food, and plants respond to different frequencies of light, and so do our cells. So now they found out that near infrared, which is about 700 nanometers to 1400 nanometers, will actually cause the mitochondria of the cell, that's the powerhouse of the cell, to produce ATP. That's why we eat, digest food, so our cells can make ATP so we can have energy. So here's a hack. How many of us have digestion problems, right? So we can instantly feel a boost of energy by getting the near infrared light. So the difference between near infrared light biologically reacting with our cells and far infrared heats up the water molecules in our body. Heat stress therapy is undisputed. It's fantastic. Okay, but you can get some of red light, near, mid, and far switching to an incandescent bulb sauna, like my Sauna Fix, because we know red light also biologically responds, with the cell, but at a more superficial level. But it's going to help collagen. It's going to help reduce wrinkles and all that kind of stuff. Near infrared with the incandescent bulb is different than the saunas that say, oh, we have near infrared, and they give you a few LED bulbs. Yeah. Because the LED lights don't create heat, but their depth of penetration in the body does not go in like the incandescent bulb. It'll go in the body like 9 inches or something like that. And there's a lot of things that near infrared does as well. It increases flexibility. It reduces pain. It speeds healing. There's a whole bunch of stuff that spectrum of light your body loves, absolutely loves. And what are we doing all day? We're indoors under artificial light. How much of us are really outside getting that natural sunlight that we need? So this is actually just not detox, but it's phototherapy, photonutrition that your body just craves. So the other difference between an infrared sauna and the incandescent sauna fix system is normally the temperature in the sauna is pretty consistent because you've got heaters behind you, on the sides, in front of you. It's heating up the ambient air temperature everywhere the same. Now in an incandescent sauna, it heats up with my radiant tent panels, without a preheat. 5 minutes, it's 120 degrees, and it gets hotter. And so there's no problem with that because light travels at the speed of light, and my patented panels keep the light inside, bombarding your body. So you're heating up more from the inside than the out. But it's always hottest nearest the bulbs. So you position your body one side at a time near the bulbs, and your body goes, oh my gosh, I got to cool that side of the body down. So it'll actually shunt blood. It'll starve it from one side of your body and to push it towards the light, because it'll vasculate the layers of your skin so that more water can escape from your bloodstream to form sweat to cool you down. So it's weird. You take an incandescent sauna and you literally start sweating on one side of your body. So your backside can be cold and you can be sweating on the front. Then what you do, because you don't want to cool the body down, you want to heat it up. That's why we're doing it, because the heat is actually killing weak cells and viruses and pathogens and all that good stuff. So you have a hand towel and you wipe down all that sweat, then you rotate 180 degrees. Then your body has to vigorously shunt the blood back in the other direction, so you get twice the blood circulation in a near-infrared sauna that's the incandescent bulb versus, some of the other brands that say they have near-infrared and they're using, LEDs. And the other thing that people become sensitive to is electromagnetic frequencies.
Yeah.
So the incandescent bulb sauna is grounded with shielded wiring, and it's like virtually almost a 0.003, of the EMF. Everything that plugs in has EMF. Oh my gosh, if you had an EMF meter and you're driving your car, you'd never turn on your heated seats again. Or, it's just like there's so many things that are zapping you, even your computer. Okay, but at least with the sauna, we're not trying to do any harm.
Yeah.
It's the safest place in your home with the radiant panels. You can't use a remote to turn on an electronic outside the sauna because it's just all blocked. And it's just super, you save electricity. We used to do all the traditional saunas where we'd have to heat it up for half an hour and it'd cost you $150 a month just to heat up your sauna.
Yeah.
And then we went to these, those had rocks to where you could pour water over them, and that releases negative ions. So we kind of threw the baby out with the bathwater. No more negative ions in your sauna, which the negative ions actually increase your core body temperature, change your blood chemistry, and, double your sweat volume, and, causes your rectal temperature to continue to rise even after you're out of the sauna. So I'm going like, we got to have a good way to reintroduce negative ions. So we all went to the infrared, the far infrared saunas, so we don't have to spend an arm and leg on our electric bill, but then we were getting higher EMFs. They've gotten smarter now where they are building, EMF safe far infrared saunas. But now, just like Hope for Cancer, they said don't take any sauna except an incandescent bulb near infrared sauna, because that's, cancer cells have the lowest ATP of any cell in your body. And so this is just a hack to help the body, get rid of those weak cells and overcome that disease. And so now you've got, an infrared sauna that gives you everything. So, we only have so much time in a day. So why not use a sauna that gives you red, near, mid, far infrared, cause you to sweat, and where we add oxygen back in. So I created a device called the Breathe Safe, and it produces like 19,100,000 negative ions with a 4,550,000 positive. So it's plasma. So when you're sweating and those toxins are humidified in your sweat, you don't have to worry about rebreathing them. It actually cleans the air. And the byproduct is it releases oxygen. Lab tests show the Breathe Safe increases oxygen levels 70 to 118%. So it gives you the negative ion component, gets rid of the toxic humidified sauna sweat, and it's just amazing. And then you don't have to use it in your sauna. You can sleep with it. You can put it in your car. You can put it in your office. You're sitting at a computer screen, and it's releasing poisonous positive ions. I mean, you even measure the negative ion content indoors with an HVAC system. It strips negative ions out of the air. So you're going to measure maybe 400, 500 if you're lucky. The body needs 4,000 to 5,000 per cubic centimeter to actually operate at optimal levels. So yeah, there's a difference between the saunas and have to add, clean up that toxic humidified sauna sweat. Nobody is talking about that. Yeah. How important it is.
No, that's huge. That's huge. You don't think about that when you're in there. All you think about is the good things that are supposed to be happening to your body when you're sweating and you're releasing toxins, but you don't think about where did the toxins go? Where are they traveling? So this is great to be able to add something to the sauna. Now, in terms of how long do you recommend for folks to stay in an incandescent sauna like yours? And how, is this an everyday thing? Do you need to take a break? What do you recommend?
Well, it depends on the health status of the individual. Let's say someone who's very hypoglycemic, for instance, they're going to need to prepare like a protein snack. They're going to need to start off with maybe only 5 minutes, see how their body responds, because everyone's different, and then lay down for maybe 15 minutes afterwards. Because I work with a lot of people that are like disabled, that, can barely function, and you have to start up with baby steps. If anybody's done a sauna before, they're going to go in there. You do not have to preheat the sauna, because in 5 minutes, it'll be 120 degrees. Now we have a larger one where you can do hot yoga in, and that one is twice the volume of air. So you can preheat that one or start your exercise routine, and then you'll be sweating like crazy. But people usually start sweating, like let's say somebody has underactive adrenal and thyroid, they can exercise and not sweat. Yeah. That kind of person would normally take about 45 minutes to sweat in a infrared sauna that was like 150 degrees. Okay, this one they can get in without preheating. It'll be 120 in 5 minutes. It'll continue to climb from there, but they're probably going to sweat in 15 to 20. A lot of people that will sweat 15 to 20 will be sweating in 5 minutes. And so it really depends on somebody's endocrine system. And then, of course, you're going to be sweating, so you're going to be losing minerals. One of the best hacks that I've found is a product that we sell. It's mined off of a sea salt bed on an island in South Korea. It takes 4 years to make. They debrine it, then they rake it and spray it, and they put herbs and different ingredients in it, and then they put it in a special pot, and they burn it under high flame for days. So you end up having a product that's a 10.72 pH. It's like a powder that is just like if you dropped some out of the jar and the wind was blowing, it would blow away. I mean, it's just such a fine powder, and it's 20% minerals. So electrolytes are super important when you're doing a sauna because you're going to sweat out more. And most people are acidic. We have some ultra-sensitive pH test strips you can check, and we've got some 14-panel urine because most people are dehydrated. I'd say 80% of people are dehydrated, and that's their health issue. I mean, there's an excellent book from Dr. Batman Galish that says your body's many cries for water. It's just absolutely amazing. So when you're in that sauna, you want to get minerals because you're going to be losing them, but you want to do something that hydrates your body. So this healthy salt is amazing because it also has a negative charge. So we know now from Dr. Polak at the University of Washington that water has a fourth phase. It's not ice, vapor, or liquid anymore. There's like a gelled state of water that stores energy. I mean, we're probably going to see these devices where they just put 2 electrodes, a negative and positive one, you know, that, and shine 3,000 nanometers of light on it, and it'll produce more energy. I mean, it's going to change our lives, but look at our body. You know, our body, if we shine 3,000 nanometers of light on the skin, which the incandescent bulbs do. I've got this bulb spectrum test up on the website. But what that does with taking the healthy salt, because it's got a negative charge, is going to cause the ocean on the outside of your cells to be negatively charged with, you know, that alkalinity. And so what that does for, you know, saving time from a lesson in biology, I'm going to say a secret portal to the inside of the cells. Okay. And so protons are going to flood inside the cells. And then there's this team of guys inside your cells that clean up all the molecular debris. And they need those protons because they've got to drop their pH. So those little guys are lysosomes. Okay. So with the healthy salt in your body, shining the lights on, all of a sudden the secret portal opens up and the lysosomes, those great guys on the insides, begin cleaning up molecular debris. But in the process of the negative pH to the positive pH with that negative charge, it starts generating hydroelectricity. So not only are you getting that boost of ATP, you're getting the hydroelectric boost of energy, and it's cleaning up the molecular debris in your body, and it's hydrating your body. Isn't that amazing? You can take a sauna and hydrate your body. And it's all because of that state of water that's created in your body. So yeah, that's a different. So you start slow in the sauna, to answer your original question. So if you can normally take a sauna with no problem, you can go in there, do 15, 20 minutes, you know, you're going to sweat faster than you normally do. You can order the tent and the lamp, you know, in a bundle. Then you can add the Breeze Safe, you know, to clean up that toxic humidified sauna sweat. The other benefit of the SaunaFix system is normally wooden saunas or canvas tent saunas, all the walls are porous. So that humidity with that toxic sweat is going to stick to it and it's going to dry. So the next time you get in the sauna, you're going to reheat up the toxins that you just sweat out, so you can be rebreathing all that. So, I mean, the Breeze Safe will fit in whatever sauna you got now, not just the SaunaFix system, but the inside walls of the SaunaFix are non-porous. You just wipe them down. You know, with the ozonator we can make our own ozonated water, which is like liquid sanitizer that cleans up all the toxic debris. Actually, when the aquifers are contaminated, you know what the EPA does? They have these giant ozonators, and they inject ozonated water into the aquifer because it breaks down all the toxic elements. So, I mean, it's like it takes 0.1 part per million to kill E. coli in 15 seconds. The little Tri-Oxy-Fresh that I've got that you can just, you know, slip a stone into a glass of water and turn it on, we'll get that water to 1 part per million in 10 minutes. And so literally everything has a contact time and part per million that kills it. Ozone kills everything. And so then you can just make a little ozonated water. You can wipe down your sauna, and you just keep that clean. So it's really beyond COVID-19 and going to the gym and getting exposed to all this stuff. You can take it to the newest level. And guess what? If a hair dryer works an outlet, so does this sauna. No extra wiring. It comes with travel bags. Because I used to build these saunas with wood and then loan them out to people who had cancer. And I started thinking, man, if giving the gift of life, they needed to be portable. So it comes with all the luggage, so you can just take it with you and set it up without tools in 10 minutes.
Wow. Gosh, Eileen, there's like nothing you haven't thought of in terms of the whole sauna component, because I've learned a couple things today. I didn't know about how the toxins would stick to the sides of the saunas, especially with the porous material. And it makes sense, because I have a lot of patients that are like, yeah, I've tried infrared saunas, it didn't work for me. And quite possibly it could be we are looking at toxins sticking to the walls, needing, some ozonated water to help clean down the walls, and also to use a little bit of the Breathe Safe device as well. Now, can you tell folks a little bit about your website, how they can find you, and more information in that department?
Sure. So I named the company Creatrix Solutions, and it's because it's where innovative products come to life. Everything that I have is just a widget that's a little bit better than one that I tried. Because with my background in nuclear power plant engineering and, knowing how to design and build houses in AutoCAD, it's like I try something and I go, oh, I wish it was that. And I fall asleep and I wake up and I see it in my mind. And so it's Creatrix, Creatrix as in X-ray solutions.com. And we've got everything from air purifiers. Now, they're not the whole house. It's like one of them plugs in, I call it the ionic refresher, so that my son would never use the Glade air wick again. This actually, it's amazing. It actually kills 90% of bacteria in the air, and in the 90s for all the chemicals and everything that are common to your home. So you plug one in every room. You can buy a 12-pack. There's silent air purification. You just wipe down the front. You don't have to buy all the filters. Then we got the Breathe Safe, which you use in your sauna. You sleep with it. I mean, I can't even say.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now you're back on.
I can't even say what the customers are saying because it would be medical claims, but people are using it, instead of inhalers. They're using it instead of sleep apnea equipment. They're no longer mouth breathers or nose breathers. I mean, so we got the air component. We got the, because even if you live in the most pristine environment, you are going to accumulate toxins. And then, we want to clean ourselves up with the sauna. I mean, I've got everything from coffee enema buckets to bags to pump bottles to dry skin brushes and ones with nubs so you can get some mechanical detoxification. We've got skincare, because what are you going to do after you get out of the shower? So we make natural skincare that you can put on your skin. You can read the reviews. We have natural deodorant, because you don't want to be putting aluminum in your body to disrupt your magnesium balance and then therefore your adrenal function. And so we've got actually natural deodorant that works. And then we've got the water purifiers, everything from an industrial one that when you're a grower, you can spray and kill the parasite or the pest larvae, and you can increase oxygen, so you can go organic, to ones that you can use in your home to ozonate water I mean, it's like everything's grown in the dirt. Think about it. You got parasite library that you're ingesting on those vegetables. I mean, to attack your immune system. So clean everything you're going to fix in ozonated water. And so, yeah, it's just kind of like we're a shopping mall of just something to help you. And they're all meant to be easy to integrate in your life. So how many of you, I mean, I have to raise my hand, I have got cupboards of gizmos and gadgets that I bought that I never use. So these are easy to use. And I say, don't do everything all at once. Pick one thing and let it sell itself. You know, you'll start noticing great changes. Then you're going to get inspired to do more of the things that we recommend, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, all of what you're offering is something that I like because it doesn't involve handfuls of supplements. We're looking at things that are real solutions that help your body to work better versus putting Band-Aids on things. So that is awesome.
And we're working on some tonic mineral body wash and toners. And then you can put the topical balms that we have in that'll drive the minerals into your body deeper. So these are helping people, you know, because so many people have digestion imbalances. So let's get that energy up so the body can heal and detoxify. And yeah, so it's pretty amazing. I mean, I'm 58 and you know, it's wonderful not to have pain in my body, to have natural energy, not to be covered in psoriasis, not to have my hair falling out, not to have to carry around a pen and paper to write down what I was going to do because I would forget it. I mean, it's just like we can get our lives back.
I love that. I love that you're quite an inspiration, and I love all of the tools that you have at the Creatrix Solutions website. I'm going to put that up, of course, on my podcast notes, folks, at drjkrausnd.com for more information. Well, Eileen, it's been a pleasure having you on. Thank you so much for sharing all of your information with the Health Fix podcast crew.
Absolutely. So everybody, you know, wash their hands a lot and get some sunshine, get that vitamin D, watch the sunrise, watch the sunset, reset your circadian rhythm, and take care of yourself.
Well said. Hey, Health Junkies, Dr. Janine Krause here. I hope you enjoyed my podcast. Guess what? I have a Facebook group. It's called Anti-Aging Health Tips with Dr. Janine Krause. So if you want a little bit more of the Health Fix podcast, head over to my Facebook group and let's chat. Now, I'm also offering a health transformation and restoration program. It's a one-on-one with me. And it's for folks who are sick and tired of going to doc after doc and health coach after health coach and not seeing the results that they want and deserve. In my program, I'm working with folks with transformation. So this isn't just a light program. This is a big deal. I'm going to change how you think about your health and your life kind of program. And I'm super excited to offer it to folks. And if you are at all interested, we should talk. I'm offering 45 minutes free with me chatting to see if and how I can help you. And you can get all the details over at my website, drjkrausnd.com. All right. You've survived another episode of The Health Fix. I'm your host, Dr. Janine Krause. Have a great day, whatever you're doing.
Subscribe, rate, and share info.